What if I told you that everything women said they wanted was a lie? What if the love, the care, the sweet words, all the things they swore they longed for, were nothing more than illusions? What if I told you that women do not want what they claim to want? And according to Schopenhauer, they never did. Schopenhauer was not a man of illusions. He was brutal, cold, unflinching. While other philosophers painted love in poetry and light, Schopenhauer ripped away the mask. He looked at women with merciless clarity, and his conclusion was devastating. They do not love you for who you are. They only need you for what you can provide. Think about that. The flowers you bought, the sacrifices you made, the endless devotion you poured out. All of it was never about you. To Schopenhauer, it was always about what you carried with you. Your strength, your protection, your resources, your ability to secure survival. And here's the part that most men refuse to face. Women's words will always promise love, but their actions are ruled by something older, something deeper, nature itself. Behind the tenderness, behind the "I love yous," there is only instinct. And instinct does not care about your heart. It only cares about survival. This is the lie Schopenhauer exposed, the lie most men cannot bear to hear. Because once you see it, you realize that the love you thought was unconditional has always been conditional. And when the conditions vanish, so does the love. This was Schopenhauer's starting point, his brutal entry into the truth about women, and it is only the beginning. Imagine this. You walk into a room full of hope. You're holding flowers in your hand, rehearsing words in your mind, and feeling your heart race because this is the moment you will confess your love. You believe she's been waiting for this too. The tender gestures, the devotion, and the promise of forever. But as you speak, as you lay your heart bare, you notice her eyes soften, not with love, but with calculation. She isn't asking herself, "Do I love him?" She's asking, "Can I live with him? Can he protect me? Can he give me the life I want?" You believe you are being chosen for who you are, but in truth you are being measured for what you can provide. This is the cruel reality Schopenhauer exposed. Love is never about you as an individual. It is about survival of the species. It is biology wearing a mask. Women are not consciously deceiving you. They are guided by something deeper and something unconscious, something that cares nothing for romance. It is the will to life. Schopenhauer believed that this blind force uses women as its vessel. Their desires, their choices, even their attractions, all of it is driven by this hidden command. Ensure survival, ensure reproduction, ensure continuation. What looks like love on the surface is, at its core, a negotiation with nature. Think about the patterns you've experienced. Why does she say she wants kindness, yet fall for the man who is strong, confident, and dominant? Why does she say she values loyalty, yet choose the man who excites her, even if he cannot be trusted? Her words are shaped by culture, but her instincts are shaped by millions of years of survival. Schopenhauer tore away the comforting illusion. Women are not drawn to your soul, but to your strength, your health, your ability to provide. And here's the harshest part. The moment those qualities fade, the moment you no longer embody survival value, the illusion of love collapses. This is why so many people are blindsided when relationships crumble. You might think, "But I gave everything I had." You never realized that love was never the real currency. It was survival. It was advantage. It was biology playing its game through you. And it isn't just about wealth or power. Even the simplest relationships follow this law. She is drawn to what makes her feel safe, to what promises her a better chance at life. Sometimes that's money. Sometimes it's strength. Sometimes it's charisma. But it is always about survival. The sweet words she whispers. They may feel real in the moment, but they are guided by instinct, not by unconditional love. This is why Schopenhauer believed love is nothing but the consciousness of the species. It is the species speaking through you, not the individual soul. You write poetry about love. She may sing songs about forever, but underneath both of you are puppets of something older than humanity itself. And the strings are always pulled by survival. This is not cynicism. This is clarity. Once you see it, you cannot go back. Once you realize that her choices are not about love but about survival, you begin to understand why so many are broken when reality strips away the mask. Schopenhauer's truth is brutal, but liberating. Because if you accept it, you stop expecting from women what they can never truly give: unconditional love. You stop living in illusion, and you start seeing reality as it is. And the reality is this: she does not secretly want love. She wants survival. She wants advantage. She wants continuity. Love is only the disguise, the beautiful mask that makes the truth easier to swallow. Now the question becomes, what does this mean for you? How do you live once you accept that love, as you imagined it, was never real? That is where Schopenhauer's warning turns even darker. Because if love is only an illusion, then you must confront what this illusion costs you and why it so often destroys those who believe in it blindly. You've been taught that love is supposed to feel magical, effortless, eternal. You've seen the movies, the songs, the endless stories where two people fall and nothing else matters. You want to believe it, you crave it, and for a while, maybe, you think you've found it. But the moment you start living it, you begin to notice the cracks, the arguments over small things, the sudden coolness, the inexplicable distance. You feel like you're losing something. Not because she's changed, but because the illusion has slipped. Schopenhauer saw this clearly. He didn't blame women for it. He didn't paint them as villains. He simply observed love, as you think you experience it, is a carefully constructed mask. Women project tenderness, care, sweetness, and you interpret it as love, but underneath it is something else entirely. It is strategy, instinct, and a survival mechanism perfected over millennia. Think about it. Every compliment, every whisper, every sign of affection is not necessarily proof of love. It is proof that she sees value in you, that she is measuring you, gauging whether you fit her life, whether you can help her survive, thrive, or elevate her position. You may feel adored, chosen, wanted, but what is really happening is that the human instinct is speaking through her. It is assessing, calculating, selecting, and you fall for it. You fall hard. Because you want to believe in something higher. You want the warmth, the companionship, the illusion of unconditional love. You want to be someone's world, and she allows you to believe it. Until the conditions change. This is the cruel genius of the illusion. You are rewarded with intimacy, connection, care, but all of it is conditional. It lasts only as long as your value, as long as you fulfill the silent contract that biology has written for her. And when you fail to meet it, when you falter, when life or circumstances make you less appealing, the love disappears. Not because she is cruel, but because it was never about you in the first place. Schopenhauer's truth isn't pessimism, it's clarity. If you understand it, you can navigate the illusion. You can see through the mask without hating her, without despairing. You can engage with life, with relationships, fully aware of the rules that nature wrote long before culture invented romance. This realization will hurt. It will anger you. It will make you question everything you've been taught about love. But it will also free you. Free you from expectations that can never be met. Free you from illusions that rob you of your time, your energy, your clarity. Free you to focus on what actually matters: yourself, your growth, your purpose. So ask yourself, are you living for the love you think you deserve? Or are you living for the illusion you've been sold? Are you chasing poetry, or are you chasing survival dressed as romance? Once you answer that, everything changes. And if you've been drawn into this truth, if it resonates and shakes something inside you, then you're ready for the next part. The part where Schopenhauer shows how this illusion of love traps you, drains you, and why most men never escape it. Before we continue, take a moment. If this is the kind of truth you've been searching for, subscribe. Not just for updates, but to follow a path where illusions are stripped away and clarity guides every choice. Join others who are willing to face reality, not the comfortable lies, and see life as it really is. Think about that, and let's move forward. You think you're in love. You believe she sees you for who you are. You believe that all your effort, all your devotion, all your sacrifices are shaping a bond that will last. You believe that love is unconditional. You believe that you are enough. And yet, if you are honest, you've felt it too. That creeping doubt, that quiet unease when her words and actions don't match. That gnawing sense that something isn't quite right. Deep down, you sense it. Love is never what it seems. This is the trap Schopenhauer warned about. You fall for the illusions because you want to believe in them. You want to believe that she loves you, for you. You want to believe in the stories society feeds you. Love conquers all. Love is patient. Love is eternal. You want to believe because the truth is unbearable. And so, you give everything. You give your time, your energy, your money, your heart. You endure insults wrapped as jokes, indifference disguised as honesty, coldness disguised as strength. You convince yourself that this is love, that this is normal, that this is the price of intimacy. But the truth is far harsher. Every word of affection, every sign of care, every intimate moment is not proof of unconditional love. It is proof that she sees value in you. Temporary, conditional. And as long as you meet her unspoken criteria, the illusion works perfectly. You feel adored, needed, wanted. You feel alive. You feel love. But it is fragile. One wrong move, one lapse, one moment when you fail to provide, fail to excite, fail to satisfy her hidden instincts, and the illusion collapses. She does not love you less because you are less. She simply moves according to the laws Schopenhauer described. The instinct of survival, the will to life, the deep drives that govern human behavior. And here is what breaks most men. You are trained to equate effort with affection, sacrifice with loyalty, attention with love. But biology does not reward effort. Instinct rewards value, status, advantage, survival. You may have given your heart, but she never truly wanted it. She wanted what it could do, what it could represent. You are trapped because you do not see it. Because every story, every song, every whisper from childhood reinforces the lie that love is a reward for being good, kind, loyal, patient. It is not. Love is conditional, and the conditions are written in survival, not morality. The more you try to grasp it, the deeper you fall. You invest more. You hope harder, you endure longer, you convince yourself that she will change, that circumstances will align, that your devotion will be rewarded with unconditional love. But it never comes. The pattern repeats. The trap tightens. Your energy drains, your confidence erodes, your sense of self diminishes. You are living inside the illusion, fighting against nature itself. Schopenhauer's warning is simple but terrifying. You are destroyed not by her, not by malice, but by your own refusal to see reality, by your willingness to believe in illusions, by your hope that what is instinctive can be moral, by your insistence that love can exist outside the rules of survival. And yet there is a way out, but it requires seeing clearly, accepting the truth, and letting go of everything you've been taught about love. It requires understanding that the world does not owe you affection, that she does not owe you love, that your worth is not defined by her feelings or attention. Once you see the trap, you can step out. Once you accept the rules of survival, the mask, the illusion, you can protect yourself from the pain that comes from expecting unconditional love where it cannot exist. You can reclaim your energy, your clarity, your dignity. And when you do, a strange thing happens. You no longer chase illusions. You no longer depend on her approval or affection. You no longer lose yourself in the hope of being loved as you imagined. Instead, you begin to live according to reality, and in that reality, your power returns. Your freedom returns. Your peace returns. If this resonates with you, if you recognize even a part of yourself in this trap, subscribe now. Not just for another video, but to follow a path that strips away illusions, reveals truths, and guides you toward clarity in a world designed to deceive. Because lastly, we will confront the darkest truth of all, what this illusion truly costs and why few ever escape its grip. You've followed this journey. You've seen the illusion for what it is. You've watched how love, care, and affection can be a mask for survival and instinct. You've felt the sting of knowing that what you thought was unconditional, what you believed was eternal, was never truly yours. And now comes the darkest truth. The cost of believing in this illusion is not just heartbreak. It's the slow erosion of yourself. Every time you chase the impossible, every time you sacrifice yourself for a love that cannot exist as you imagined, you lose a piece of your clarity, your confidence, your freedom. You give your energy to a system that rewards neither loyalty nor devotion, but instinct and advantage. You trade your time, your effort, your very essence for something that was never meant to be yours. Think about all the moments you've given more than you received. Think about the nights you stayed awake worrying, the words you rehearsed, the sacrifices you made. Think about the countless times you ignored your own needs in favor of hers, hoping for a love that never truly existed. That pattern, repeated again and again, slowly drains you, shaping a life that is not yours, but a reflection of expectations written by nature and society alike. Schopenhauer's warning was brutal, but it is also liberating. The moment you accept this truth, the chains of illusion begin to fall. You understand that love is never what it seems, that women's desires are never fully about you, and that your power lies not in being adored, but in being clear, strong, and unbound by the lies of culture or instinct. This is not a call to cynicism. It is a call to awareness, to see the world as it is and act from that clarity, to reclaim your time, your energy, and your heart from illusions that only drain them, to understand that your worth is not dependent on being loved in the way you imagined. Once you accept this, something remarkable happens. You stop chasing fantasies. You stop giving your power away. You stop expecting what cannot be given. And in that freedom, you begin to live fully, guided by reality, by strength, by purpose. You begin to see women, relationships, and life itself through a lens that is sharper, more honest, more profoundly freeing. And here's the hardest part. Most men never reach this clarity. They spend their lives trapped in illusions, in false hopes, in heartbreak that could have been avoided if they had faced reality too earlier. They remain caught in cycles of dependency, of compromise, of giving themselves to a world that will never return their devotion in the way they hope. But you, if you've made it this far, you have the chance to step out, to see clearly, to act deliberately, to live without illusion. This is where Schopenhauer's philosophy turns from cruelty to liberation. Understanding the truth is not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to make you free. Because freedom begins the moment you stop expecting what cannot exist. Freedom begins the moment you stop giving away your energy for illusions. Freedom begins when you reclaim yourself entirely. And if this truth resonates, if it has shaken you and made you question what you thought you knew about love and life, there is something you can do to continue this journey. Supporting our work on Patreon is not just about giving money. It is about joining a community committed to truth over comfort, clarity over illusions, and growth over complacency. By supporting us, you help ensure that content like this continues. Content that challenges illusions, exposes uncomfortable truths, and gives you the tools to navigate life with awareness. Every contribution is an investment in your own clarity, in your own freedom, and in a space where reality is explored without sugarcoating. Think of it like this. The knowledge you gain here is priceless, but sustaining it takes effort. Your support allows us to research deeper, reflect longer, and create more content that strips away illusions and speaks to reality, not fantasy. It allows this work to continue reaching those who are willing to see clearly, to confront the uncomfortable, and to grow stronger because of it. So if you've been with us, if this journey has challenged you, inspired you, or even unsettled you, consider supporting us. Not as a transaction, but as a conscious choice to invest in clarity, in truth, and in the liberation of your own mind. By doing so, you are not only supporting this work, you are committing to yourself, to the path of understanding, and to the courage to live beyond illusions. Think about that. Reflect on it. And remember, freedom begins the moment you see reality clearly, accept it fully, and choose to live by it. Once you do, nothing, not heartbreak, not deception, not illusion, can hold power over you again.